my name is Christal Oliver. I just rest that right there. I am a 29-year-old fashion designer from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and my brand is Oliver Designs, which began in the laboratory of my alma mater in 2009. I would say out of boredom and probably by mistake, but it was a wonderful mistake. The first bag I made by hand because sewing was always something that I was really passionate about. I enjoyed creating things, using beads, making jewelry. I was always making something. I know sometimes people found that a little weird, but that was just my happy place. From the feedback that I would have received back then from friends and family, it got me thinking, maybe I should in fact purchase a sewing machine and try this out. And so said, so done. 11 years later, here we are, Oliver Designs, providing handbags of all sizes, ranges, colors, all Caribbean inspired, all made right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They range from satchels to hobos to totes to wallets to purses to backpacks to everything else but suitcases. I don't make suitcases just yet. We also offer other products such as clothing, curtains, anything that customers really require. Once we can make it, then we try our best to provide that for our customers. It's come from a family of creatives, so it's something that's pretty natural and I've always enjoyed from since I was probably this high, or maybe this high. I don't remember, but something that like I just found peace doing, and it just grew with time. I worked at a local bank for 7 years before I realized or took that brave and bold step to actually do this full time, and I have not regretted taking that step ever. Having the opportunity to travel based on passion, I think that's something that, you know, as young entrepreneurs we need to push to other people who might have a hobby, who might enjoy doing something like simple gardening, sewing, crocheting. I mean, the possibilities are endless out there when it comes to craft. It could really take you further, and had I known that, you know, it would have taken me to different countries across the region, it would have allowed me to meet people from different Caribbean islands. It would have allowed me to go to Carifesta, to go to different workshops in St. Kitts, to go to Caribbean 10 Startup Summit in Barbados, and to have a lot of other things lined up for this year, but we'll get into that a little later. I probably would have done it a lot sooner. Last year was the first time Invest SVJ ever had an angel investing competition, a pitch competition, and we entered and we won, so that was major for me. Other milestones, like I said, we're getting the opportunity to travel, to take part in various shows, and of course to be able to send our products to persons across the region and across the world. It's really phenomenal to know that sometimes you might design something, you might sketch something out on paper, you might have something in mind, but once you start cutting and you start sewing and putting it together, you realize what you had in mind, it turns out completely different. But there are people out there who just absolutely love it, and that's something that means a lot to me. That's one of the reasons I continue. The plans that I really had for this year were squashed pretty much. Plans to travel, plans to take part in various events across the region and to see where that would take me, plans to enter different markets and so on. So now the focus has to be mainly online. COVID-19 pandemic, this period, there are some things that could work for you as a business. You can either use this time to think outside the box, to be innovative, to come up with new marketing plans, to come up with new products, to come up with new designs, or you can sit and wait for it to be over. And I think the better thing to do is to focus on the business side of your brand, your product, whatever it is you have. My hope is that protocols would be relaxed enough so that we could continue taking our products out. But that doesn't mean that everything is at a standstill or will remain at a standstill right now, because there are opportunities for us to take part in different workshops, to learn something new, to sell our products online. Possibilities are endless right now. Most of it's because we don't have a choice, but whether or not we should be taking advantage of that. I think it's really important for us to find that thing that gives us that sense of joy and accomplishment and peace. A thing that we do that doesn't make us feel like we're working. It could be sewing, it could be designing, it could be marketing, it could be talking, it could be making jewelry. Possibilities are endless. Making shoes, making or doing hairstyles. Whatever it is, whatever that unique thing is, I think you should go ahead and pursue it and do as much research as you possibly can to see how you can make it into a career. Once you figured that out, be bold, be brave, be persistent, pray a lot, and you have to be patient. There's no such thing as an overnight success. Doesn't exist. The people who appear to be successful overnight, I cannot remember where I got this concept from, but it made so much sense. The people who were working for months, for years on end, in the background without people knowing or realizing or focusing on that. As I mentioned, focus. Remain focused. Don't get distracted by naysayers. Don't get distracted by all the noise that happens outside of your head. Most importantly, don't get distracted by the negative thoughts inside of your head. If you think people could deter you from pursuing your dreams, you have forgotten about the negative mindset that can kill your dreams. So be positive as much as you possibly can. I think that's one of the most difficult things about entrepreneurship, your mindset. And that's something that you really should focus on. Being positive and believing that no matter the circumstances, no matter the challenges, that you could make it. You could do it. You just have to start.